Dozens of other cities like Baltimore, Philadelphia, and Denver have similar laws with the same outcome. Your water bill, not your mortgage, can make you lose your property. And in places like Ferguson, Missouri, we're now seeing that being in the poorest part of town can give the police full permission to violate your rights with militaristic tactics if they choose to. It's clear that being poor can leave you with no water, no shelter, and no mercy. Economics is war indeed, and the 21st century is just getting started. I've watched the expanse of Black people's history in America. How time and again we were faced with moments that should have been the end of us, and yet we've survived and were involved in every major American cultural accomplishment. But this time, the enemy is different. This time, the enemy is our failure to work together and build something we can own, control, and pass down to our children. The numbers paint a clear picture, and the picture looks final. I want to believe Dr. John Henrik Clarke was right. I want to believe that fate did not bring us this far just to see us die here. But I have to wonder, is there any hope?
You always have to have hope, but sometimes it feels hopeless.
You can't ever stop having hope, because that's when it goes downhill for real. The minute you stop hoping and stop saying, it's going to get better.
There's always hope, because when you study the history of empire on earth, you'll find that empires fell that were not as great, that were much greater than America. And they fell to people who most folk never gave a chance of winning. So hope is always there. The chance of overcoming this oppression is there. Is it bleak? Yes. Is it going to be difficult? Yes. Are most of our people throwing up their hands? Yes, but I'm not. Because as long as there's a creator up there in heaven, and I know that there is, as long as my ancestors walk with me and live inside of me, I know that we have the ability to fix our situation.
Me as an individual, my family, my Jewish community, the city, we're not going to succeed. We're not going to grow stronger, whether it's economically, whether it's spiritually, whether it's emotionally, whether it's in our narrative, if we don't figure out how to work with each other and how to support each other and grow together. So I do have a dog in the fight, because I'm not living on some island where I get to succeed or not succeed on my own.
The hope is rested in people like you. The young people say, hold a second, something's not right here. Remember, the old heads, they want to ride all the way home on what they're getting. The old civil rights leaders, they're gonna bust a grape for you all. The rappers that got money, they ain't gonna do anything for you. Now you look through that as hard as you can and see if you can find some hope in there. Like my mother told me when I was a boy, a small kid, she said, son, in life, wherever you go and whatever you do, you're gonna run into a lot of people that you're gonna meet on the road in life that can look through muddy water and see dry land. I'm looking through muddy water, and I'm looking hard trying to find some dry land under muddy water, okay? Now there is some hope, but if black folk don't get serious and start doing something fast, it won't be any hope. Even hope will disappear.
Slavery was about money. Racism is about money. Politics is about money. Power is about money. Survival is about money. The answer is economics. The answer is what you own and control. But black people are scared to venture into economics. We're scared to own and control anything of consequence. That's what the repeated racial economic attacks have done to us. Jim Crow and the bombing of the Black Wall Streets taught us that competing against whites and surpassing them economically would make us a target. So we've done as we were told. We've laid low. We've tried not to make any waves. That if we stayed small and helpless, they would ignore us. But being the poorest people in America didn't make us the safest people in America. In fact, being poor has put us in the most dangerous position we've ever been in. And now, this has to change. Because the solution to racism isn't being weak. The solution to economic oppression isn't to stay poor. The solution to economic oppression is economic empowerment. As Africans, we were the people who created power, wealth, and influence. We taught the world how to master the earth's resources and profit from them. Slavery and Jim Crow took that from us, took our confidence to do it. And now, we have to take it back. We owe it to our children to stop this criminal practice of leaving them nothing to inherit from us but poverty, while we try to hide from our responsibility to leave them a legacy. It's destroyed their respect for us, as well as our respect for ourselves. We have to accept that material therapy won't work. We're trying to use expensive shoes to make ourselves feel like we're not poor, instead of taking that money, invest in ourselves, and actually stop being poor. Lastly, we need to stop the excuses for being poor. God never commanded black people alone to remain penniless. There's nothing noble about living in poverty. If you don't have enough on your own, get with a few other people, pool your resources, and start building your own assets. It doesn't matter whether you do it big or do it small. It doesn't matter whether you do it alone or with a group. Just understand that being poor is no longer an option. Because the choice today isn't between prosperity and poverty. The choice today is between prosperity and death. And you'll make that choice now. It's 7 a.m. What are you going to do today?
What time do you get up in the morning?
These days now, I get up at about 6:30, 6:45.
What time do you get up in the morning?
Whatever time my first meeting is, 2 hours before that.
What time do you get up in the morning?
Every time my daughter wakes me up.
What time do you get up in the morning?
My radio goes off at 6 and with NPR.
So I take it you're not going to be out there celebrating Jackie Robinson Day next week.
Not at all.
What time do you get up in the mornings?
About 6:30.
What time do you get up in the mornings?
Usually about 6, 7. I don't go to bed till about 3 or 4 of them.